What is a caddy? Individuals in this distinct fraternity are the concealed characters of the game. There's so much more than bag toters. A caddy's the man who gives, takes, and navigates. A caddy knows when to push and when to pull a player across a course. He may even know better than his boss. He makes the right calls and helps create that difference when it comes down to it. He's a PGA Tour caddy, and as vital as he must be, it boils down to simply show up, shut up, and keep up.
When we decided to build farm links, I started trying to come up with something that would indicate being out on a farm. So I said, okay, well, maybe we can come up with an intimidating farm animal. I knew I couldn't do a chicken or a goat or a sheep or something like that. So I came up with a longhorn. The funny thing is that we got within about 3 months of opening, and we did not have the first longhorn on the farm.
He's got more gold buckles than anybody. Obviously got the game.
You're only good as your header. You know, and Nick's a great header.
In the roping, the cattle that you draw makes a big difference, because you can go along there to a couple rodeos and don't draw the right cattle. And then all of a sudden you get to one rodeo and you draw the perfect steer and he stays out in the middle of the arena and you make a great run on him. And then you just get rolling right back again like that.
How long has this tournament been going on?
This is our 19th.
This is your 19th event, and what is this tournament called?
McAllister Invitation. We do a 2-day bird hunt.
Bird hunt?
Wednesday and Thursday. And we always schedule this event during the dove season. We want to bring them in here, have a big feast of food and atmosphere, and the bird hunting.
I ain't gonna shoot right over you.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna shoot right over because he missed.
Shoot right over you.
When they come over the shed, you may not notice it, but I'm quick as lightning. Get on them. Like a flash. If there's any expert, shooters out there, maybe they can watch my form.
No need to see the evidence. We'll put that in the rue bag right here. Rue bag.
So Elk, we have a little tradition here at Grieve Family Winery. Every year, after we harvest the grapes, we start the press with the traditional press. And we're gonna do it old school with our toes.
Let's do this. All right, I'm ready to get into this, Grievey.
I'd like it. You gotta get to the edges.
The process is relatively simple. We squish the grape and we press them, then we put it in specially made barrels and we age it for 7 or 8 months, and then we bottle it. So it's a simple process.
Family tradition! Family tradition!
Do I really want either one of those two guys treading my grapes? No way, I know where their feet have been.
Terrific.
We're walking into what we call the Borglum Studio. It's the first building on the entire property. It was constructed in 1885 by George Brackenridge as a water pump house.
No more than 30 yards away from Old Brack Clubhouse, we are in a building that when people find out what happened in here, they're gonna be mind-blown.
Right. A magical thing happened. In this room, Mr. Borglum did his initial rendering for Mount Rushmore.
Tell you about the cannons. To begin with, we have some of our major climatic perils out here. We can have pretty severe hailstorms that will completely take a crop out. So we started investigating a method to mitigate the hail.
You have one of the most unusual things that no one in the world has ever heard of, mate. You've got a piece of machinery here that you shoot up into the clouds to break up hail?
To break up the hail.
We had a cannon, which I thought was a spiritual thing, that they shot a cannon in the air and they hoped for the best. But I learned today that that cannon was indeed a sound wave, and a very impressive sound wave, and it actually works.
The dogs of Angola. Canines in this hand-picked pack are trained to patrol, guard, and help keep order.
We have different dogs that we put between these fences. Real intimidation factor. If you try to jump that fence, I'm sure they'll bite you. and try to keep the inmates from leaving.
They put them around the prison in between the old fence and the new fence, and they run them through those center around the border to keep the intimidation factor going. And it's going to work every time. It works.
It starts with decision making, and that decision making is totally on his own. It's nothing that's taught. Once he finds the place that he needs to go, then he has the whole body movement and structure to get there.
It was early in his life when Nebraskan Johnny Rogers realized he had a gift.
I was the star of the tumbling team. That was my first deal with athletics, and I won awards and things as I went on, and it just never stopped.
Over time, Rogers' unrelenting hard work paid off. In 1970, the All-City and All-State high school champ began his college career as a Husker. Fans clung to his every move, anticipating what play the Jet would pull off next.
It was magical to me because I knew at the time what he was doing for the University of Nebraska. He was bringing them into a world of excitement. I mean, they were playing great football here in Nebraska, but they were missing the excitement element.
Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away.
That excitement element is that element that takes you to the next level, to where people can't wait to see that one player that could do anything at any time.
20 to the 10. He's all the way home.
And so he became that for the University of Nebraska, and it changed the whole scope of the way people thought about football.
Johnny Rogers' legacy reached true fruition in 1972, when he became Nebraska's first Heisman Trophy winner, the highest honor ever bestowed to a Cornhusker.
Have you ever seen anything like that? That kid is just out of sight.
You don't win Heismans by yourself. You don't win national championships by yourself. It's always in conjunction with others that you make your greatest accomplishments, and teamwork makes your dreams work.